Hello, it is Wednesday, May 12th. I'm Jason Stanton. This is my morning musing for today. I lead, I've mentioned this before, you may know this, I lead a Bible readers online group as well, in addition to this morning musing that I do a few times a week. And in Bible readers, we are launching into reading through Revelation, the book of Revelation. 2 chapters a day for most weekdays for the next week or two. And I was reminded as I was so what do I say about Revelation to those who are reading along with me? How do you prepare someone to read an apocalyptic book, and Revelation in particular, which has been so misinterpreted, misunderstood? Efforts have been made to decode a book that's not meant to be like Morse code, as though, there's hidden information that we have to find in there. It says what it means, but it means to say it in ways that are to be interpreted with emotion and imagination, not just our scientific minded 20th and 21st century brains that are all about finding out the historical reasons for this and that being said. Like, the author of Revelation wasn't trying to get at that. I'm musing about this today, not only because we're starting that in Bible readers, but just getting at truth is such a difficult. I've been thinking about that a lot over the last 5 years, but especially since the pandemic has put us in our homes, and since thinking about where do we find real information about the vaccines, for example, or about really anything anymore. Where do you get your news, and what is your foundation for truth? And I think for a lot of Christians anyway, we'd name the Bible. And then you get to parts of the Bible, not just Revelation, but Revelation might be the best example, where it's like, okay, that's our truth, that's our foundation. What does it even say? What does it even mean? So I wanted to read, my favorite book about Revelation is Barbara Rossing's The Rapture Exposed. I think I'm going to do a study on this later this summer, maybe into the fall. But anyway, I'm just thinking about this because I think having a conversation about the misinformation and disinformation that many people, many Christians, offer about Revelation, I think gets at how easy and simple it can be to do that same kind of stuff to the events of the day, the issues of our time. I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs. Seated on the throne in heaven, God holds, this is in Revelation, a scroll sealed shut with 7 seals that must be opened. But who is worthy to open this scroll? God's voice from the throne tells John in chapter 5, "Do not weep, for the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has conquered so that he can open the scroll and its 7 seals." 2 words in this admonition, lion and conquer, Nike in Greek, lead us to expect that a fierce animal will appear to open the scroll with its claws, like the conquering lions in gladiatorial spectacles. A lion would be typical for an apocalypse. Such fierce animals are often introduced to advance the plot. In 2nd Esdras, for example, Messiah is portrayed as a roaring lion prophesying judgment against the Roman eagle and its violence. But Revelation pulls an amazing surprise. In place of the lion that we expect comes a lamb. Then I saw between the throne and the 4 living creatures and among the elders a lamb standing as if it had been slaughtered. It's a complete reversal. Actually, the Greek word John uses is not just lamb, I love this by the way, but the diminutive form, a word like lambkin, lammy, or little lamb. Fluffy, as Pastor Daniel Erlander calls it. The only other place this word arnion is used in the New Testament is where Jesus says he is sending his disciples out into the world as lambs among wolves. Fluffies. No other apocalypse ever pictures the divine hero as a lamb. Revelation is unique among apocalyptic writings in this image. The depiction of Jesus as a lamb shows him in the most vulnerable way possible as a victim who is slaughtered but standing, that is, crucified but risen to life. Revelation can feel frustrating and beyond interpretation and just confusing, and just skip it because it's just weird. I've been guilty of even saying things like that, like just don't concern yourself with it. But actually, it paints as good a picture as we have of what true power looks like. True power looks like in this world. And that is, it looks like a lambikins who has been slaughtered. So, go out into the world. Keep faith alive, fluffies.